Sorry, I turned into my mother. Actually, I turned into my grandma.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin, did you get some food?
No, I'm good.
So how's it, so what's going on out there in the market? Do you all look at these numbers?
Fine.
Anybody, I mean,
I was sitting at a closing yesterday and the agent across from me said, I feel like the market's really tightening up. And I'm like, obviously you don't listen to Rob because it's usually that
I'm Chris.
we have more inventory, more new listings.
be interesting to know when you look at, I don't know, somebody could calculate it if they wanted to, but the difference between, I mean, I'm gonna get it better. The difference between what gets pended and what gets closed. And that's pretty crazy right there. That's, but 24, that's pretty indicative. You know, you look down through there. And then the other piece of it is your average sale price is holding. That's a big deal. Right? It's pretty amazing, isn't it? 2024, 6.875. What's cool is you guys keep all of these and you can look at them.
So much.
Look at there, 7 and an 8. It's all perception. At the end of the day,
There's got to be in front of anybody talking to anybody, have the data.
and if you can bring, it's going to sound silly, but if you can bring something that's printed, you know, I always used to bring stuff that looked like it was from my personal library. I always circle. Yeah. Let me share something. Hold on, I had it right here. Pull it out. Oh, why is the paper so yellow? I must rather be there. Hold on, I got it fresh. Here we go. No, but you know what I mean? You start bringing out, you know what I mean? You start saying things, right? It becomes lost in record. People always remember, right? That's the power. That's what's so powerful about great presentation. The retention back, what people remember, right? And ultimately, when they remember that data, they're also going to be thinking of you. And really
5 minutes, 10 minutes later, you still get mad at the briefcase.
yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, that special pocket. Yeah, that special pocket with that vanilla folder. And again, we know logic makes people think, right? It makes the brain start turning over stuff like that. You use the logic to get to that emotional part of the conversation where you can talk about what's important about buying, what's it going to mean to your family, how are they going to feel about that, right? So.
Just looking at the market on both sides of the river, we are getting a lot of listings right now, so there's some activity going on.
Oh, yeah, one thing we have done a really good job of as industry experts is touting the value, the urgency of the spring market. You know, I mean, we've actually taken something it's pretty natural phenomenon, right? You think about it, school being out, not being out, the weather being better, coming out of the winter, people tend out where it's may be, right? And yet at the same time too, there's the natural part of it. We made it part of that. People think about it. Some people you haven't even spoken to, they're going to sell their house already, like kind of like freshening things up and cleaning up that garage. I mean, they know, right? They know we're going to sell a house in the spring. How many people told you that back in the winter? Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so it's interesting to say the least. Let's see. All right. Well, I want to be mindful of everybody's time, and we've got some seating over here. If anybody is okay, that's the last time we're going to do that, right? Y'all do a really good job of staying kind of one general area. What's really cool is I'm somewhere I'm talking with people, and there's one person way over there, and one way over there. But anyways, so welcome to the sales meeting. Can you guys believe it is our June 2026 sales? Right? Think about that. I mean, it's guys, we're coming into June. You know, typically end of April, 1st of May, we start seeing the spring market, right? So as you're sitting there and thinking about your goals, you're thinking about kind of where you are. You're not really halfway through the year. You're a little bit, you're a little bit farther than that as far as your production numbers, right? So kind of if your goal is 10, you're sitting at 5, this would be the time to catch up if you're not at 5, right? Which is okay too, right? Because we understand that, we know that, and we're just talking about that. So let's dive in. In most of the offices that I'm in, wherever I go, we put this up and we read it out loud, right? We read it out loud and everybody talks. We just kind of talk to it. So we're going to do that, but I want to focus on one little piece of it. But here, you guys read this with me here. To build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. It's interesting because I think sometimes we all refer to our business as a business. Some of us refer to what we really have, which is a sales job, and we call it a business. There's nothing wrong with that because we do need to think like business people. But the one I want to focus down here is legacies worth leaving. I talk to people all over the country, and one of the things that invariably comes up is, someone in the room, and it's okay if we have that person in the room, the person that says it's nothing wrong with it, but they say things like, well, you know what, well, I don't really do it for the money. I'm like, and then somebody over there like rolls their eyes and jumps up and goes, I did it trying to buy a G-Wagon. And it's like, and they're both right, and it's both okay. Right. And yet what I can tell you is that in your world being whatever it is, you don't know how much money. You just don't. And nobody in your world wins when you place. We talk about the dollars and we talk about commissions and everything else like that, not because we're hungry, money hungry or anything else like that. But I do know this, unless you pay cash for your home, there is a monthly payment, right? There is a car payment, there's insurance, there's cost of living, there's all those things like that. And yet what's really, really cool, I can tell you sometimes what the legacy means. To me, for instance, all my grandchildren have a college tuition fund. They have $529. I make no mistake, grandpa is getting a tax deduction from that. And yet at the same time too, I can look at it, I got child issues, just a little over 1, right? And with some real simple math, right, and a minimum contribution for me, she said she'll have $85,000 in her college fund. Just, hey, it's not some dumb deal I want, put $150 a month in it. No, maybe 175. And here's the reality is, she's got 18 years, right? 18 years, because I can tell you guys, I stopped chasing a check a long time ago. I started chasing my bills. And yet I'll tell you this, you're chasing your bills, you're chasing a check. It's okay. I've lived my life here for a really, really long time. I really did. So legacy can be any one of a number of things. But I will tell you this, when you start thinking about your legacy, you make better decisions at home. Better decisions, right? Maybe how long you drive the car you are. Things like that, right? I don't know. It's just one of those things I like to talk about because I think sometimes we sort of miss the point of it. All right, so we got some birthdays. Craig Everly, forever 21, ladies and gentlemen. Get that right. Forever 21. Yeah. No. So where's Wendy Mae Davis? Is she here today? She's not here. Okay. Well, her birthday is like really coming up, right? Tracy, whose birthday's on 22nd. She woke up this morning with a migraine. I've never had one, right? But it's something about getting television, the whole thing. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't hear just talking about it. So why don't you just take the day off, right? So that's why she couldn't make it. And then our road warrior, general manager, Kelly Wyatt. You guys get to see a bunch. You see her, you see any of these folks. Really, let them know how much you truly love them, care about them. And all you got to do is send a cake emoji on. And then just feel the love, right? And we'll feel it. So, all right. So next up, bucket fills. If you don't know what a bucket fill is, it's basically just doing someone else's bucket. Just letting them know, hey, whatever, just appreciate you doing that. Greg went out and bought the ice today and helped us out at a team meeting. Always letting me help him in. Always appreciate it. Always looking for a way to help out. Anybody in the room got a bucket filled for each other, someone on staff, anything?
I got one.
Go right ahead, sir.
Rebecca is an intern. She works at high school.
Oh, let's go.
She's been.
Wait, we had high school? No.
Yeah. But she's been, with us. You know, and it's, you know, I mean, I've been relaunching my business and.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's been patient and, you know, it's been a little bit discombobulated, but, you know, she sees the vision, the big picture. This is our first sales meeting.
Okay.
She graduated high school this May.
All right, let's go.
And she's started schooling and she finished that and she went right into real estate. So, just wanna, you know, fill her bucket for being patient, for learning, you know, she drove down with me to, me and Brandon moved down to Saltine Rivers and actually put down.
Okay.
She's already had experience skiing.
Wow, okay.
So yeah.
Jeannie, I love Jeannie.
She's all in, so it's fun.
Jeannie brings that Tallahassee accent. He says, baby, I'm going anywhere in the United States. And I'll start taking Martin Share in 60 days. Wow. I mean, you guys work the system, so it's awesome. Anybody else? Fill a bucket? Yes, ma'am.
Amy took me out my first open house.
Go well?
It's good.
Did she make it look easy?
She did.
That's practice. I say, she's probably got a great story sometime over a glass of red wine about her first open house. Just, I don't know, she caught something on fire, almost burnt the house to the ground. I don't know if you've heard that story. Yeah, let her tell it to you. Yeah, dish valve caught on fire. Yeah, we don't get into it right now, but she can share that with you. You know, so you know, so little bearing there. All right, bucket fills, guys. Certainly appreciate that. Okay, this is a big deal. Anybody here ever use Cam?
Yes.
Is everyone aware that Cam exists?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, you now have a pro account at no additional cost. If you have not started migrating your current Canva account into this account, do that. Get the extra tools, get the extra resources. If you're currently have a pro account and you're paying for it, which is, how much is it? Anybody know? Like $15 a month or something like that? 15, $20 a month? I'm not sure. Anyways, but here's the other cool thing. A lot of the stuff is in there. And there's a lot of things that you can get to. It's seamless. They're not going to keep your stuff or anything else like that. It's not a derivative of you. Again, just another strategic relationship that we put together. We use Canva for everything. Put a lot of documents in there and things like that. So I mean, it's presentation materials, right? You guys want somewhere to keep your flyers. I mean, they've done a fantastic job of really simplifying the process. So I'll leave that QR code up for those of you that didn't pick up the phone. There's like none of it, but that's okay. Has everybody already got it? You already started this process. Okay, there we go. Early adopters. That's right. Okay. Well done. Well done. They're two of my favorites. Okay. So they've already got it, guys. No pressure. But let's get that knocked out. All right. So whoa, hold on. My
The new company that they were announcing that we're doing that for marketing with Canva. I don't remember the name, but.
Michael Lewis Marketing.
Yes. Michael Lewis.
It's just a whole catalog, very presentation, postcards, flyers, listening presentation, everything. People are marketing movies to subscribe to it. Well, they just partner, links to Canvas, so now you get all that at no additional cost. So that's what Michael Lewis Marketing is.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job. They've been around, Michael, when I was a team leader back in 2011, I think 2010, Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. So they understand us, they understand our tools, our resources, should be great connectivity. Guys, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with liking to build flyers and do all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with like, I love this. This is so fun. And yet what I'll tell you is it's someone else has already done it or did a great job. Also that stuff, move on, right? you don't have the time, right? You don't have the time to spend on that. And it's, hopping on board with someone else is a huge benefit. Okay, so you've got some flyers on, some sheets on the table. Everybody has a Mets database script. So this is going to be your learning portion of the day. You can hit that QR code and get a copy of it as well. I want to share a few things with you guys. I'm gonna wipe it up here. So, everybody who knows what a Met is.
People you met.
There you go. Yeah. We're not trying to make it super complicated. So check this out though. I just want to share some numbers with you guys, right? Let's take our database. You put 100 people in your database, name, address, phone number, and email. Bare bones, right? And when I say in your database, I'm speaking to command because that's the only one, right? You put them in there, their contact. The question comes up, what if it's a husband and wife? Right? They both get a contact call. And yet you can link them as well when you go in and put them in there. But here we go. Name, address, phone number, email. The absolute bare essentials. We're going to touch these people 36 times annually. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean we're going to call them 36 times, right? But we've got to put something together. Now, why did I choose 100? Because the average return on investment, national average, is 10% ROI. So what's 10% of 100? 10. There you go. So look at it this way. If I've got 100 people in my database and I'm touching them 36 times annually, I'll get to what the touch point in just a moment. And a 10% ROI, that's over time. It's not going to start the very first month, right? You've got to get some frequency with these touches. Okay, that basically means your all's average sale price in this market is $250,000, right? I got that off the little sheet right over here. It's actually 256. Math is easier at 250. So 250,000 average sale price. If I have a 10% ROI on 100 people, that's 10 sales. 10 sales is $2.5 million, which is $75,000 of commission. Does everyone understand the magnitude? You see what I did there? I just took now I charge 3%, you might charge 4%, 5%, all commissions are negotiable, right? You charge whatever you want. There's no set price, right? In case everybody's watching. All right. So at 100 people in my database and a 10% ROI, I sell 10 at 250. That's 2.5 million at 75,000 in GCI. Now, here's the interesting thing. Okay, Bo, that sounds great, right? That sounds great. Every one of you has 100 people. I'm not asking you to hit 5,000. And if you've got a database of 2,000, I would say, okay, find that 100 that you're very close, right? Find that native community. Here's why. If we touch these folks over a 12-month period of time, 36 times, and some of you right now are thinking, that seems like a lot. 3 times a month. Think about the last video that you dropped, the last post that you made, and look how many people read it. It wasn't with me. So we've got to pick multiple avenues to say, ultimately, top line. They have to think of you not only when they're ready to buy or sell it, but when some in their world that they're ready to buy or sell. This is the key. This is the secret. Okay, so what's that look like? Okay. All right. So the anchor, I'm coming back to that. That's what anchors all this together. But so I could do a neighborhood nurture, right? I could do 12 or 24. Who uses neighborhood nurturing? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Guys, neighborhood nurture is a hyper-local snapshot of the neighborhood they live in. They live on the country, you can make a radius and do it like a circle radius. It's going to send them a hyper-local update on their neighborhood and tell them what the house sold for at the street. Average sale price, price per square foot. It's all branded to you. It comes across the phone. They look at it, they go, oh, there's Bo, really? Swipe, and I'm gone. That's it. But here's the thing. It's twice a month. I'm showing 1 time a month. You can do it twice a month. I would do it twice a month. And if you had 3 times a month, I'd do it 3 times a month because I just know what the open rate is for most of that stuff. Guys, they get bombarded, right? Millions of pieces of information. Your super cool, anybody ever make a super cool post and a great video and the shot, right? Craig, your eyes were sparkly, you look fantastic. And nobody did anything with it. 2 people liked it. 1 was your mom. right? So what I'm gonna say, so we've got to push to get in front of you, guys, you're buying for their time.
I think it's always important to put your name in the message.
Yeah.
Like that, because I had a realtor that had me on their drip, and twice a month, I'm fancy, you know, and because I was getting email from her, and it was consistent, just like, oh, there's, I mean, I was fine, but she had it in the subject line. So I would at least, because you get so many emails.
Yeah.
Just delete it, but it branded that name, so that's a good.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Well, and here's the thing, guys, you gotta do the one day pickup when they want to do it, right? So your neighborhood nurture, that could be 12 or 24 touches. You could also set up a holiday, right? Some holiday smart plans. Again, send them out a little something. This is automatic, so is this. When I say automatic, you literally put in their address, click neighborhood nurture, and it starts sending. Once you build your marketing profile in Command, everything you send from Command, basically it uploads all your picture, your data, your contact information. Maybe there's a birthday call in there. Notice I said call. Happy birthday, or you can send them a cake emoji. That always brings the tears. 12 touches on a newsletter. That might be something you do as well. Electronic. And then maybe what are those additional 3 touches are going to be? Guys, here's what I'm going to tell you. You can take a neighborhood nurture and you can knock out 24 touches twice a month. And then you can start thinking about holidays that are special to you. The great thing about the quarterly call plan, right, is it anchors every bit of this. So if you're calling them 4 times a year on the telephone, these 100 people, and you're having a really simple conversation where you're just simply checking in on them, it's a care call, if you would, right? You'll do that. Everything else you do will be better. Team, we make this business really powerful. You guys talk to people every day. We've got to get super purposeful about that and make sure that we're getting those people in there. Now, here's the interesting thing. This is what's going to blow your mind, right? If your mind's not blown already, 100 contacts, 10% return on investment. That's 10 sales, 250,000. That's 75,000 GCI. Everybody's really that. Now, here's the crazy thing. That's not even taken into consideration. Open houses, sign calls for SPISBOs, expires. You represent a builder, direct mail, farming, or working with investors. That's 10 sales from those 100 people. If we will commit to doing all of this automated stuff, build it. You don't have to build it, it's built, right? And the AI will pull the data from their community, give them all the stats, right? All you've got to do is call them once a quarter. And you're probably thinking, right, what did I say when I called? Who was thinking? Okay. So, most of the room. Yeah, good. So this is what I want to go. I want to go over this database script with you. I still call them scripts. We call them dialogues or whatever as far as that goes. But it's really, really simple. Some of us right now are thinking, where do I get these 100 and how do I get their information? Right here. This is how you get this information. The gentleman that gave this to me does about $8 million a year in commission. 53% of his business comes from his database. Does anybody know what the referral fee is on the business coming from your database? What's it?
25%.
No,
0.
there you go. Yeah, your database, your leads, it's 0. When someone in your database refers someone to you, it's 0. Right? It's the most dollar productive activity there is. Opcity, Ojo, My Agent Finder, right? Zillow, nothing wrong, right? Pay for leads, nothing wrong with that. Make sure your margins are where they need to be. And yet what I can tell you is this business, it closes at 90%. 90. There's no bad deals. When someone calls you up and says that somebody I work with just got married, wow, what was awesome. Guess what? You walk in, you go to knock on it, open the door. Hey, come on in. And sitting there waiting for you.
That's the tech that I just got this morning. I sold a house last year to a kid.
Yep.
His fiance's mom is moving here, and she just texted me that her house is on the market where they all used to live. And
Out of state,
she's
right?
ready to move here.
There you go.
She'll be here June 22nd to buy a house, is what the text was.
Not can you come by, you're not fighting your way in. It's she's coming in town to buy a home. We need your help.
we've got one, we've talked to these people since they bought the house, but they've been on the neighborhood nurture. They've at least been on the DTD too now. Little sadder situation. They're getting divorced. That's why you see me.
Two sales. Oh, I'm sorry, my mind went there. That's okay. Don't worry about
You
it.
see me coming, you're really, just almost over. That's my year. But they called me yesterday, said, hey, can you tell us what we need to do to get the house and we need to sign paperwork?
Right.
Yes, I will be there.
Go ahead. Yeah, I mean, it's,
So it works.
yeah, it works. So now Ethan mentioned an ETD2, right? So that is also a smart plan. When you're looking to keep up with these people on these 4 corners of calls, right? Well, how's that? I got all these names, trying to figure out when to call them, guys, and you put them on that smart plan. Now, it's not going to call them for you, but it's going to give you a list. It's going to give you a list. They group them according to letters of the alphabet, like A's over to W's. And they do it based on the frequency of the first letter of the last name. A great tool. You come in, open up your command, it looks up, and it says, okay, Bo, here's who you're calling this week. But all I got to do is tag them with the 2-letter corresponding group, and it's going to tell me what to call. This sounds, I know this, does this sound complicated? Does it sound like a lot?
No, I've been using the D1D2 on my Facebook friends, and I get more responses from that. It's incredible.
Yeah. You need somebody like an assistant to say, Craig,
Well, that's
all
what
we
I'm
need
saying.
today.
That's exactly what I'm saying, because unfortunately, the model's there, but I've always skipped around the model.
Yeah.
And as I step back in the business, it's just like, planning on doing it and just kind of being an agent again.
Yeah.
And then, people started showing up, and then like Mark Willis said, you always, take advantage of talent. So I started doing it backwards again. It's just like crap. And, then I sat down with Tara and we talked, and she said, Greg, you need an executive assistant in the office 8 to 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
5 days a week will change your world. And then it's just like, so now that's the plan. Yeah. Because we're so, because I don't get to this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the weeds
That's right.
doing admin stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Curse with abundance.
So so I'm gonna go from back to step 2, or level 2, to make that higher, and then change the game. Everybody.
And guys, if you're just starting out and you're new to this business, or you've been in this business and you're looking to organize, one of the beautiful things about Neighborhood Nurture DTD2 is Neighborhood Nurture is a smart plan that's going to go out automatically and share that information branded to you, top of mind. DTD2 is the thing that's going to tell you which 2 letters of the alphabet we're calling this week. You might look up and there's 7 people I've got to call and check in. Right? These 7, the Andersons and the Wilsons and the Wyatts and whatever else, the Adams, are going to be right there, A&W this week, right? So it's basically set up 26 letters of the alphabet, right? Boom, 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 so many weeks in a year. But what I can tell you is, I teach this a lot because you boil it all down, every real estate agent that we ever aspired to be that ran that truly incredible business, right, was extremely profitable. They have a strong database. They just do. And I know we've got AI and this I and that I and okay. But at the end of the day, it'll always be a people business. Use the AI, build the AI, do those things. Have it come up with clever conversations. Awesome. Nothing wrong with that. Fantastic tool. You need to use it. And yet I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hold fast to this. There's nothing more powerful than the sound of your voice. There's nothing. There's nothing. When something happens, when people find themselves in a tough spot, you can literally Google DTD2 and you'll come up. You Google it.
If it's called, it's on.
There you go. Yeah. And it's so when you put them in those 2-letter groups, right, it's going to tell you who to call. And yet, here's the thing, guys. Everything starts name, address, email, phone. Okay. Put those things in there. This should be the foundation of your business that allows you to have the time to go pursue some of these other avenues. Okay. So let me let me show this script to you just a little bit, sir. So, you know, someone I call, ring, they answer the phone. Hey, Bo, how's everything going? I've heard this things long since we spoke. Do you think they use that line? Yes, I know you do. And some of you have talked to them a bit, right? How's everything going? They're gonna say, fantastic, awesome, whatever. You guys are highly skilled, you can have a conversation. If you don't, no, there's a little acronym down here for family, occupation, recreation, dreams. You know anything about their job or what their plans are? And they're super stoked about, you know, the football program this year, in Indiana, and whatever you know what their hot button might be, right? Well, listen, hey, so there's two things you're going to say next. If I'm a new agent, I'm going to say, so I made this move to real estate sales. That's you. Okay, there you go. All right, good. All right. Or the other one we're going to say is, hey, I'm at the office today working on real estate. Now, what's important about those two sentences? I mentioned the word real estate. So there you go. We've done it. We called someone that we know and we love, and we told them we're in the real estate business. Yes.
I find that if you do call, you don't even have to bring it up when they kind of already know your real estate. They'll be like, how's real estate?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They just
They'll
know
mention it a bunch. Yes. Because, you know, so much of our nation's net worth is tied to real estate. For most people, it's their biggest asset. It's also their greatest liability. Right? So you got to be aware of that. Well, so I'm at the office and working on real estate, and I'm going to transition. Hey, don't worry. I'm not going to try to sell you anything, but I'd love to earn your future referrals. That'd be okay. Stop. Let them answer. What are they going to say? Sure. You can say yes. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. Whatever it is you say there. Right. Well, I'd like to share this with you about the market from time to time. Can I have my contact information for you? Pause. They're going to say, sure. And you're going to have a spreadsheet in front of you that has name, address, phone number, email, right? With me. And you're going to look at which one you're missing. My guess is you probably don't have their home address. You might even be able to drive to their house, but you couldn't mail them anything. Would that be true?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So email, phone number, right? However, I'm talking to them on the phone, so I got the phone. And so what I do is I just take a little scratch sheet on the side, I write that information down, I'll do the maintenance piece later where I put it in there, and I put it on my spreadsheet, put it directly into command. We take that information down, right, updating it, you might want to update their birthday, whatever. And then you're going to basically go, you know, terrific. Hey, we'll have to drive the house, don't have your home address. Here's why that's so important. Information you're going to send them is going to be based on their neighborhood, right? So you got to know where they live. Ever got a call from one of your customers that said they wanted to list their home? You didn't even know where they live? Yeah, and you sold them the home? Yeah. Awesome. Then when you get off the phone, you're on the PGA website. Try to find, where are these people? Where they live, right? I've been there. Trust me. So then you're going to say, hey, listen, I'm going to stay in better touch. Let's talk again soon. Please tell, and it's blank, a person of significance. Partner, spouse, significant other, whatever. Someone there, right? I said hello. And if you know of anyone with any real estate plans this year, I'd love to help them. See there? That real estate. I sign off all my calls with that. Well, listen, you know of anyone who's got real estate plans this year? Let me know. There's nothing pushy or forward about it. I'd love to help. We've got it all. So, and then you get in the call. Toughest thing about this will be getting some people to stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you're doing it, and there'll be some, so trust me, you might think, well, gosh, I don't want to bug anybody. I don't want to buy. Don't sound salesy.
But you know those people. Ahead of time. I know when I call,
Yeah, you do.
okay, we're gonna talk forever. So
Yep.
what I always say is, hey, this is a business call, you have 3 minutes.
Love that.
And then when they keep going on and say, can we catch up again? I'd like to call you back at this point, but right now I've got to keep on schedule and get to my next appointment.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So,
And here's the thing, you're going to make a phone call of this nature every quarter. And here's what's going to happen. The relationship is going to get deeper. There's going to be an enrichment there where they understand it's not just you, it's you and you sell real estate. Right? They're also going to feel cared for. They're going to feel like they matter. I just, just for me, I'm a phone person, right? Just one, because I can't text real fast and I can't type real fast. This is texting. This is typing. Is everybody? This is phone. Okay. Just want to make sure you got the hand signals right. That's right. I like it. Yeah, I was kidding. I don't want that. That's me stretching out before I hit the key. What's that? Yeah. Yeah. So, team, take this, learn this, practice this, read 25, read 50 times a day till it's just like, easy, right? And then it'll become, when you internalize it, you know it's at that level, it will sound exactly like you because you'll put some of your words in there, right? Put some of your words in there. It's never the dialogue. It's never the script. There are good ones and there are bad ones. What I can tell you is they all work. At the end of the day, our problem, it's not a problem, our opportunity is implementation. Right? Wouldn't you agree?
I gotta ask you a question. for
Yes,
you.
sir, go ahead.
And this is that didn't work out so well conversation. I have a client that I've been working for about 6 months or longer. Said, yeah, we're gonna list. Well, I just seen yesterday he listed for somebody else.
Ah,
Now,
okay.
today I'm going to call that client
Hmm.
and say, I see that you listed with someone else. In order for me to be a better real estate broker, I would like to have some information if you would share with me. What is it that I did not do well so I can learn from this moving forward?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I did. I used to do it. Hey, Sally, this is Bo. I know you guys did your house, Jim Moore. Jim's a fantastic real estate agent. And, my goal is to always get better and learn from every opportunity I have. Can I ask you a couple questions on why you chose Jim over me, or why you didn't choose me, or whatever? I mean, you'll get it. Yeah, that's great that you did, right? Let them know you care. I mean, and here's the thing. Maybe Jim, it's a follow-up call. You're not calling to solicit him. I know Brian's got a concern about agents, right? This house is listed. I think that's, you had an appointment with him. You're just getting a little bit of feedback. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
So we don't have an agency problem at that point.
No.
We're just.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Asking for your listing because he's already got, hey,
Yeah.
great agent, we get that.
Don't get me wrong. There's an agent out there that if you call and they said, yeah, Brian called and asked us why he didn't get the listing, that's going to call the board. The board is, a lot of agents do that. The only way you're going to get pinched is if you call and you're not a very nice person. Yeah, right. Like, oh my gosh, again, I saw when you listed with Brian and I was really surprised. Not so much that you didn't choose me, but I didn't know he was already out for this. So, you'll get it wrong. So, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, feedback, Gary Keller will tell you feedback's the breakfast of champions. So do that. All right. So guys, get a role play partner. It's something I know it sounds funny and, role play and all that stuff like that. Here's what I'm going to tell you. We're in a skill-based market. You're going to start seeing the people that are skilled are the people that are going to thrive. Everybody else has this, and yet we want to be the very best. You guys have got some big goals. So we had some folks knock it out of the park this past. I'm sorry. Any questions on what I've in front of you there? Okay. There's a QR code on that slide if you want to get electronic copy of that. Everybody see it? Okay, show it. I bring the paper because that's just hard to put the QR code on there because that's hard. So my backpack weighs 65 pounds. All right. Next up, let me make sure I didn't miss anything there. Guys, here, this is real. It's as real as it gets. Think about this. 10%. So if that number's 100 people and you're getting a 10% ROI over time, right, on an average, so that's 75K. Does anybody know what happens if you have 200 contacts? That doubles. It goes to 150. Does anybody think that there are people that are doing this at a higher level and their ROI is higher than 10? Say yes. But there is, right? Start today. Start today. Make it a goal. Each day I'm going to put, or each week, or there's going to be a time block where I'm going to put and go after 10 people, right? Maybe 10 conversations, put them in there. So super important. All right. So we had some folks knocking out of the park. One of the things we love to do in the sales arena is celebrate those folks that are crushing it. We got a new clicker. Pocket size. All right. So the $1 Million Club. Does everybody know what the $1 Million Club is? These folks netted $1 million cash last month. No, there's not with these. All right. They sold $1 million. They closed $1 million in 1 month. Our man Ethan was just in here. He ran out to spend, I guess, a big chunk of that. That's why he's left. Ethan was about 1.8. Rob coming in 1.4. Brenda, awesome. 1.3 and Amy Dixon at 1.1. We got 2 of the folks in the room. Get my hand. Yeah. Now, for those of you that are in the room, I always ask this question. So, was that business in your pipeline, or did you like meet them all and close them all in the same month?
No, that would be.
Yeah, it's a pipeline game, team, right? It really is. What you're doing today is going to show up probably 60 days from now, right? And congratulations, you got it. Jesus.
He's tired.
That's all right. That's wow.
Now I think
That's a killer. Brenda's a killer. I looked over there and she's like, yeah. No, I'm sorry. And if you see our man Derek, let him know, him and his admin there in the picture, let him know congratulations, right? 100% commissions from here on out. So that's a lot of fun. All right. So next up, we've got, I think it's our top 7. Yep, top 7. So individual agent closed volume, right? So Brenda leading us off there about just at 1.4 million. Amy coming in at 1.1. Sandy Kersey, 493.5, right? As far as that goes. Jennifer Eversole, 469,000 closed volume. And then rounding out our top 7, Michaela Blinko at 464. Our man Brian right over there at 360,000, and Amanda Cole 335,000. So give them a hand. Those folks are really taking that. Yeah. Closed units, individual agents. Brenda, 6 units. Look at that. Wow. Okay. Yeah. There's got to be at least one in there that's been dragging along for like 6 years, right? Is there no? Okay, just check. Right. That one that finally closed, right? Amy Dixon, 3 units. That's awesome. We had like a 4-way tie, I think, for 2 units. Sandy Kersey had 2. Michaela.
That's Jennifer Eversole. Picture of Michaela. No, I think you probably.
What is that? That's not Michaela?
No, that's Jennifer Eversole on the picture, but I bet it showed to number 4. That's Jennifer Eversole. Just from the picture. Can you go back?
Oh, so
Yeah.
that's really Jennifer. It's not Michaela.
Yeah. But if you go back one way, you can see Michaela in the picture.
Okay.
There, see, look.
There's Michaela.
She's over there. This way.
So just imagine.
Michaela.
I think everybody needs to keep note of the way I'm going back and forth on these slides here. It's pretty skilled. Okay, so let's round them out with Amanda Cole at 2. We had a 3-way tie there. Jennifer Eversole at 1 unit. Brian Hazley at 1 unit as well. So congrats to those folks. GCI. Does anybody know what GCI is? Most.
Cash.
Anybody want to see you? I'm kidding. Yeah. So Brenda, wow, that big, that big lump. That's hand in hand, isn't it? A lot of volume, a lot of GCI. Well done. That's awesome. It's exciting. Amy Dixon at number 2. Michaela came in at number 3. Jennifer Eversole right there at number 4. And rounding out our top 7, Sandy Kersey, Ryan Hazley in attendance today, and Amanda Cole. So see these folks, give them a shout out, right? Give them a high five. Guys, let me tell you something. This whole game of sales, this whole game of commission sales, it's played here with me. There's no way to live. no sprinting or running or jumping or anything like play from here. Right? And these are the things that fuel our mind, right? To go out and help us do the tough things. So be excited for the people that are up here. Ask them what they did, ask them how that came together, and celebrate with them. You'll get a lot from it. You'll get something out of it too. All right, closed volume units and GC. Actually, closed volume units of GCI. We had these guys hit it out of the park, trifecta. So the regular group, number 1, and the Amazing Homes team at number 2, and they were 1 and 2 for volume units and GCI. Those typically go hand in hand. What's that? Oh, there you go. Yeah. Top group closed volume. Summit Edge Realty at 2.7. Big Red Team at 207. And closed units, 9 units. Summit Edge, Big Red Team at 1 unit. When you see anybody on either one of these 2 teams, tell them, way to go.
Way to go.
Congratulations. Yeah. Well, month of May. It's picking up. Yep. Top group GCI. Summit Edge came in at number 1. The Voorhees team snuck in there at number 2, and the Big Red team is at number 3. GCI. Oh. Okay. Highest price listing and sale. So top listing over on Lencier Trace, 489,000. Nice, very nice. And then top sale at 660,000. Well done. Wow. Weisman Road. That's a road to remember. There's got to be more than one $600,000 house on Weisman Road. No? Yes? Yeah. Yeah. Well done. That's awesome. See these folks, give them a high five, right? We had this class. It was a live Zoom class on June 10th, 11 a.m. If you'd like to watch it, right beyond the commission split, talking about KW Southern Indiana, systems, tools, wealth building, things like that. There's a QR code where you can watch the recap. So again, we'll continue to put these Zoom classes on as well. Everybody have a QR code that needs it? Like to see it? There we go. All right. So Wednesday, June 17th, this is something for our top 20%. Top 20% will be going to the Cincinnati Reds game. They'll be from our office here, you guys, KW Realty Consultants, KW Global, KW Commonwealth, and KW 7 Hills. So, got any Reds fans in the house? Sure. Okay.
Sure. Go sports. The sports balls.
Well, okay.
Come on, Reds are good.
It's funny. So next week, Tuesday, June 23rd, Scott Toon is going to be our special guest. You know, Scott is my guy, right? He's my guy, and I say that with all the love in my heart. He's one of the most sought after bowl coaches that we have. He gets requests every time we launch bowl. Multiple market centers wanting to travel across the country and come. They could pick one of the 2 they're going to pick, right? One of many. We have lots of great bowl coaches. He's KW Master Faculty. This is a class that he has been working on. That he's based on a lot of his experiences, and we see that in the market. But it's called Full Living Lab. He's going to be giving it in our all agent team meeting. You guys know Scott? He lives in Louisville.
Yeah. He'd be doing it physically.
If I'm not mistaken, I think
Or it's just a Zoom.
I think he's going to be on Zoom. I think we're going to zoom him in because he's going to be at all 4 locations. Yep. Yeah. So what I love about Scott is he's very direct, very down to earth, very authentic, and he's just got a fantastic story. So Scott was my regional director of the Ohio Valley region when I was a team leader, and I was awarded the franchise to open up what is now Keller, Wisconsin. So it was he was a part of that. Sometime after that, he recruited me to become a bowl coach, right? And started that journey. Which is interesting too. He actually referred me to the principals of the Surefire Group, which is the company we have a joint venture with. It's owned by our agents for the mortgage supply. He actually referred me to those folks too, because he is also an OP with market centers and
they would use them, and that relationship's been fantastic. So I don't know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I like Scott a lot. He's a lot of fun to listen to, and extremely knowledgeable, extremely down to earth. So anyway, make it a point to be a part of that meeting. All right, now Lone Wolf Transact. Okay, does anyone not know that Keller Williams International is changing to Lone Wolf?
Started my first one this morning and I'm already loving it.
What is that? How many times have y'all had somebody out here and say, "Hey, we blue to red, and red is so much better"? Right? Yeah, I know. Because I'm that guy. So what I'm going to tell you is KWRI is going to align themselves with Lone Wolf because Lone Wolf is a subsidiary of the Stone Point Capital. So again, another way to drive more value to our agents without charging more money. Now, if you're a dot looper, always have dot. If you're a DocuSign person, you can always have DocuSign. We did not roll out, I'm going to say we as a company, KWRI, we've never rolled out a change like this at the level that they're rolling this one out. What I do like about Lone Wolf is we'll have every conceivable resource that we need from a training, operational standpoint, everything like that. So Lindsay's going to be on June 25th. Actually, she's going to be in Louisville, 1801 Payne Street, right? So you can be there, take a look at it. I have heard great things about it. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent. When I got into real estate back in 2011 and I was in production, I sold 11.3 million my first 12 months in the business. I didn't know how to use the MLS. Just get out there. Didn't know how to use it. I paid someone to do it. Never touched it. I became a principal broker and I didn't know how to use the MLS. However, when they changed the MLS to the new MLS, I jumped on board and then I was as smart as everybody else. Right? That was 10 years later. I still don't touch property. I sell houses from time to time. I go to my transaction coordinator. She knows the drill. Nothing, right? I want the data. So I put the number on the house. I get my presentation. I'll upload it on my laptop. Why do I do it that way? Because I know what my billable rate is. And it's not $25 an hour. And I decided day one I was going to build it that way because that stuff frustrates the heck out of me. And so I just hired somebody to do it. Okay. So I'm not the guy to sit up here and tell you Lone Wolf's better, worse, DocuSign, Zoom. All I know how to do is work it all from the eyes because I've worked with all of them. I have 7 different signing platforms that I'm on. And I know how they work from the broker side, getting to the forms, reviewing forms, signing forms, kicking stuff back. I only know that compliance part, right? I have heard good things. New tech for me, it's frightening. It might make me mad. Usually tell by what I'm screaming at my computer, right? So, change this stuff, guys, and I get it, all right? I get it. What I'm really excited about with Lindsay, I don't know if you guys know, but Lindsay was our MCA in Cincinnati. She's been promoted to a chief operations officer for all 4 market centers. So now she is a resource for everyone. She is not just in Cincinnati, which is why she's going to be in Payne Street teaching this class. And she understands it at a really high level and really commits to learning that piece up. She's a rock star MCA. And we're super excited to see her promoted into her new role. So, take a peek at it. Don't feel a lot of pressure, right? Go over there, just take it in. Take it in. There are aspects of it. You guys have Lone Wolf now? Is it Galar that uses Lone Wolf?
They use
Authenticsign. I thought there was a Lone Wolf. They have something else. What is it? Showing desk. Is that right? No. Yeah, not showing desk. Let's go back to that part of the conversation. I told you I didn't know how to use the MLS in my own market. So there we go. That's where we are, right? Play to your strengths, team. I always found finding the business was the most important thing, not necessarily closing. Anyways, everything's a process. How are you doing? Holding out there pretty good? Yep. What time is it? Oh, we're close. We're good. We're right on, that's good. Okay, so we've got an early bird price. You registered before,
It's too late.
What is that?
I tried to register today, because today's the 16th. It's before June 16th.
Yesterday was.
So yesterday was the last day.
There is no early bird price. It's
All right.
it's actually
Price.
$49.99. Like to do it. Yeah. So another AI opportunity there. What does this stand for? REMC?
Our gas company.
Utility company.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. They just sometimes you pick stuff up. So Sellersburg, that's not too far away, right? There's a ton of stuff out there on AI. We get it, right? Oh my gosh, best slide ever, right? So there's a potluck and pool party at the Smith House in Lexington, Kentucky. Hey, I'm not kidding you. I really live there, 1017 Kabir Crossing Way, right? If you don't have anything to do or you have something to do, come on over. 2 to 8. At 8 o'clock, I will start tossing people because I go to bed at 8:30. Actually, I won't. I'll just go to bed and leave everybody in the backyard. Anyways, but no, we just, this is something Tara and I do. We do it. We open up our house. We used to do top 20%, top 10%. And we started going, and we just basically, this year, Tara's like, hey, we're supposed to tell everybody. And I'm like, awesome. I have no idea how much food you make, but there will be enough food, right? But anyways, but it's bring a side dish to share. Apparently we've got burgers, hot dogs, and a main dish. Swim, eat, hang out, celebrate. There you go. Yeah. Anyways, you find yourself in the area, and don't worry, there's a lot of other fun things to do in Lexington because it's so lame. You probably find something else to do too, right? All right, there we go. Mega camp's coming up, right? August 17th to the 20th. Difference between mega camp and family reunion is mega camp is geared just to the agent. It's a shorter window, but it's all for agents, right? Family reunion, there's something for everybody on the org chart. Real estate career night with Kelly Wyatt, guys. If you have anybody that's ever thought about being in real estate, now I'm going to give you a bold prediction. Okay, so we do know that about 87% of the people who got into real estate prior to COVID are already in business. Almost 90% of them. The people that are getting into business now are going to be the people that stay. They're going to be the people because all they're going to know is this market, skill-based market, needs to slow down. We're going to run up, right? 3% interest rate. We're going to run a little more about prospecting. So for those of us that are sitting out here today, you probably have to reach back and get some skills maybe that we haven't used in a while, right? Brand spanking new, right? Have your license talent?
I realized.
Yeah. One day.
Not even, yeah.
Yeah. You've yet to be 24 hours licensed. That's okay. He's pounding away. So yeah, pass everything, picked up your license. But anyways, guys, if you want to be there, it's career night is a great way to bring people into the business. People that you know. So do that. I don't know how many of you guys I don't know how many of you are aware of this or listen to it. Time block, a little drive time. There's so many things, all these things that are on here from different things like that. They're agents. They're people that are doing it, right? It's good things to just listen to. Grind through 12 episodes, taking notes and stuff like that. But when you're sitting there doom scrolling, well, maybe you just take a little brief moment of time and listen to someone talk about, how they dominated and did 300 transactions in a small town. Would that be relevant here?
Yes, it would be.
Yeah, absolutely. What if you took one thing? What if you just got one thing and it helped you sell 12 deals? Be worth it, right? Be worth it. June social media prompts. Every month you have an opportunity. There's different things that you can do. When you're sitting there and you're trying to figure out what am I going to post, what am I going to make, and you're trying to figure it out, Canva, whatever. There's stuff right there. All those things can be found in command. And look at that. Right. Let's check the time.
Oh, man.
1 minute to go. Oh.
Wait, no, don't wreck it. I'm a minute. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. No.
Go back.
Yes, this doesn't actually count. Now I'm going back. I was already done. We did the thank you spot, right? Okay. There, that one? Yeah. Guys, this, you can get to this stuff on command. If you're social media and you're struggling a little bit with like content, that's the key, right? Just go in there and it's all ready to go. It's sized properly. Boom, boom, drop it, right? I can tell you this, if you're worried like, gosh, all the KW people are going to put the same thing out. No, they're not. It's just doesn't happen. Anybody, any questions, comments, stories, anything else? Guys, I really appreciate your time. I really do. That next Saturday script, some version of that. There are people out there that know you and like you and trust you, and they need to hear from you, right? They need to hear from you. So take a moment. Anything else? Just call. I know you got some customers out there that got 7 kids that are right now pulling hair out of it. So go babysit those 7 kids for them for like, week.
Good job, Bill.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. My pleasure.
I'm gonna be listed. And then you go,